right, we are live. Let's see. Howdy. I'm just going to wait a few minutes to see if anybody comes. Testing. Hi, can you all hear me? Can you write in the chat if you can hear me? Hi, everyone. Can you let me know if you can hear me? Hi. Okay, I see somebody. Maisha, you say hello. Hi. Okay, you can hear me? That's great. So, as people are loading in, hi, Christina and Marla. Hi, everyone. My Winkle pony. Hi. So what I want to do is answer a few of your questions. I know that a lot of people are unable, based on time zones, to book consultations, or I did a membership group. I'm not sure how many of you were a part of the membership group, but I did a membership group, and I know some of you weren't able to get a seat. So what I want to do in 2024 is to be here a little bit more often, answering your questions in real time, because I do know that, people have different schedules, and I just want to be here to help you all with your hair growth questions, your alopecia questions, your hair loss questions, and hair growth questions. So today we're going to be talking about high gifts on your fashion. Hello. What you can do for me is, if you have questions about your personal journey, if you have questions about your children, if you have questions about your spouse, whatever, feel free to leave them in the chat. Some people did write ahead of time some questions that they had, or questions that keep coming up, especially about winter hair loss and dryness, dry scalp, itchy scalp, all of that. So I'm going to be focusing a lot on winter hair health. But if you have other questions about diet, detox, vitamins, I know somebody else wrote in about Dermar roller. So I'm just going to be here answering questions just for a few minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes. I'm not sure. But this is a little taste of what the lives are like, the webinars are like, and consultations. So if I say too much, I'm sorry in advance, but I'm a little chatterbox. I just want to say hello to Mary Ogo. And if I butcher anybody's name, I am so sorry. But let's just jump in, because I know everybody has things to do. The first question that I've been getting consistently is about people who are losing their hair in the winter. So their hair is dry, their scalp is dry, and they are noticing that when the winter months come, their hair falls out. And I went ahead and did a Instagram post. I did an Instagram post about a few tips, maybe about 5 tips that you can do if you're noticing dry hair in the winter specifically. But one of the main things as to why people are losing their hair in the winter months is because of the switch from the warm weather to the cold weather. Now, of course, in the summer, the humidity is what is keeping our hair moisturized, our skin moisturized, our body moisturized. And then in the winter, it all goes away. And so there are some things that you really want to do if you are noticing hair loss in the winter specifically. And one of them is you are going to want to stay hydrated inside and outside. And this means constant moisture for your hair. And I know that in the summer, we're sweating, we're outdoors, we're swimming, and our hair is getting natural moisture. However, in the winter, what happens is we are indoors more, so it's drier on the inside. I know that we are not out with our friends. We're not sweating as much. We're literally probably inside watching movies, staying as warm as we can. And of course, I'm saying this for the countries that are, they get cooler winters. I know that there's places all over the world that has beautiful weather all year round. But specifically, if we're talking about the places that get really, really cold, most of us are inside, especially some of us who really just don't like the cold in general. And so what we are doing is we are constantly in our homes, and there is no moisture. So the first thing that you can do in your home is you can have a humidifier. If you are specifically in your room a lot, in the kitchen a lot, in your family room, put the humidifier where you are for the majority of your day, and make sure that you are not keeping your hair covered if you are getting the moisture from your humid environment. So what you're going to want to do is just get a humidifier. This has helped me and my family so much. by having that extra moisture in the air. So please do yourself a favor, do that. Another thing that you're really going to want to do, once again, because you're indoors more, is you may have to up that moisture regimen. So in the summertime, you may be moisturizing, once a week, twice a week. You're going to just have to up your moisture regimen. So once again, you're going to want to use water. So spray your hair with water. Even if you get home from work and you're staying home, you're not going to the gym, you're not exercising, you're not doing as much, then what you're going to want to do is spray your hair with water, seal it in with some sort of oil, some sort of moisture. I'm going to answer some questions. Can aloe vera leaf alone grow your hair? Aloe vera is amazing for hair growth. Aloe vera is really great for moisture. It is also really good if you have any sort of scalp issues. So if you're dealing with eczema on your scalp, psoriasis, anything like flakes, dandruff, aloe vera is amazing. And once again, it's amazing for putting moisture in your hair, but then locking it in. So if you're using a spray with aloe vera, like a daily moisturizing spray, if you're using some sort of leave-in, then you're going to want to go ahead, put that on your hair, but also put it on your scalp. To answer your question specifically, can aloe vera alone grow your hair? I would say no. Of course, you're dealing with diet, you're dealing with vitamins, you're dealing with your hair care regimen. What styles are you putting your hair in? So to answer your question in more specific detail, Maisha, is if you are using aloe vera every single day and you are, consistent, you use aloe vera twice a day on your hair, it doesn't mean that your hair is going to grow, because you could literally be putting in braids, you could be using chemicals, you could be using products that have chemicals, once again, that affect your hair growth and affect the dryness and the quality of your scalp and your skin. And so once again, one product alone, whether it's alopecia-free products, I am free products, whether it is aloe vera, whatever the product is, products alone will not grow your hair to the amazing length, the amazing thickness that you are after if you are only relying on one or two products. You really do have to focus on inner health, inner healing to get the best benefits that you can. But aloe vera is an amazing product to add into any hair regimen. And just a little side note, some of you know I am allergic to aloe vera. However, 2 of my products specifically have aloe vera. Even though I can't use it, I made it for all of you, because before I knew I was allergic to aloe vera, it was really helping my hair to stay moisturized. And once again, if your hair is moisturized, you're going to see that fullness, you're going to see that length, you're going to feel the moisture. It is going to be so much more beneficial for you. So that is to answer your question. I'm going to go ahead and answer more questions. How do you grow your hair back from stubborn bald spots, which resulted from years of bra? Oh, years of braids. Sorry, the heart. Thank you guys for liking this video. The hearts were blocking. Okay, so if you have a stubborn bald spot that is not growing back, first of all, I want to ask you, and if you can answer me in real time, have you ever gone to your doctor, your dermatologist, to find out if it is scarring? If you have scarring in those areas, many doctors and dermatologists, and even sometimes trichologists, have been misdiagnosing people, saying that they have scarring alopecia and their hair will never, ever, ever grow back in that area. So I want to encourage you that if you've been told that you have scarring in any way, shape, or form, please take that with a grain of salt. Because I've worked with many people over the years who their doctor specifically told them, or told their children or their spouse or whatever, that their hair will never, ever grow back. And then while working with me, they have noticed hair growth. Now, of course, this is not the case with everybody, but in the majority of people that I've personally worked with, many people have told me that their doctor said their hair is not going to grow back. And with some stimulation, with consistency, we have all seen hair growth. So let that be just encouraging to you, that even if you are told your hair will never grow back, if you are not ready to give up on your hair growth journey, then don't give up on your hair growth journey, because your answers could be right around the corner. So that's one thing. My advice to you would be constant stimulation, as well as, once again, constant moisture, especially if you have kinky, curly, coily hair like I do. Our hair needs to be moisturized very consistently, as often as we can, without overdoing it. And I know that might be a question, what you mean moisturize but don't overdo it. If you have that question, then go ahead and leave that below. However, you do want to make sure that you are stimulating your scalp. Now, I know you have some questions. Jass, how can I stimulate my scalp? Well, of course, massage. And this is something I preach about all the time. You're going to want to massage your scalp on a regular, consistent basis. If you can, massage nightly for about 3 to 5 minutes. That is always going to help you because you are really stimulating your follicles. And that is where your body is getting the signals to send blood, oxygen, nutrients, all of that good stuff. So massage your scalp. But there are a few essential oils that you really want to, I don't know if I should tell you because I don't want you to go and get the essential oils and start dabbing it. But if you really want to focus on scalp stimulation, one of my key oils that I would say is that if you could somehow maybe use rosemary in some way, shape, or form. I have videos that I've put on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube about how to make rosemary sprays, how to make rosemary oil. These are things that you might have on hand. If you have rosemary in your home, whether it be the plant form, whether it be the essential oil, please use rosemary. And I will tell you why. To everybody listening, rosemary has been a part of scientific studies, and they've measured it against hair growth products such as Rogaine. And when they used Rogaine on people and when they've used rosemary on people, the results are pretty much the same, except some research has indicated that rosemary is actually a little bit better. And I'm not gonna, I'm not stepping on anybody's products or any companies out there. But if you are interested in getting those bald spots growing back, please check out my Instagram posts, my TikTok posts, YouTube posts that show how to make rosemary oil, rosemary water. I also have a DIY mold where you can have like a water base and you're putting in certain essential oils. You're keeping it in your freezer. When you want to use it, pop it out. It's cold, it's liquid. You can just rub it on your scalp, especially if your scalp has sores and it's too sore to massage, or maybe you have open wounds, open sores. Then the ice mold that I also have on you, I think it's Instagram, sorry, and TikTok. Just go check out some of those videos, but please do yourself a service and stimulate your scalp naturally. And then obviously, I have my products, but different day, different thing. If you have questions about that, different questions. But I'm going to take a few more questions. I have low porosity hair. It seems difficult to use products on my hair because I don't know if they are actually working. Okay. My daughter has low porosity hair, and if you've been following me on this journey at all, I'm sure you've seen her, I've grown her hair down to bum length, and she has really low porosity hair. In a matter of fact, her hair actually grows a little bit better. It retains the moisture. How do I say this? If you can get your hair moisturized, the moisture that you have as low porosity haired people, it will stay moisturized longer than people with high porosity hair. So for somebody like me, I have to moisturize my hair every day or every other day, or it will be dry. And a matter of fact, you probably even see right now, tomorrow is moisture day, and you can already see it frizzing up. My hair gets really, really dry really, really quickly, which is why a lot of people are, they ask the question, why do you always have your hair wrapped up in a scarf? And the reason being is because when my hair is out in its natural state, what I've noticed is that it gets dry so quickly and it becomes more brittle. So I tend to moisturize it. I put on my scarf and it really just locks in that moisture. But if you have low porosity hair, it is doing that naturally. So if you can somehow get your hair moisturized, put it in a protective style, it will stay moisturized. And I'm telling you, I've seen this with my daughter. It's harder to get moisture in, but once it's in and it's sealed and locked in, it will stay moisturized so much longer. So I really hope that answers your question with low porosity hair. Just figure out the products that work for you, and then keep using that in a consistent regimen. So let me take a couple more questions. Yes, Maisha again. Yes, you did, and it makes Yes, you did. And I want that exact length, but what makes it moisturize? Because water falls right off. And you're absolutely right. And I'm sorry that I have to promote my products, but this is what I've been using on her from since she was a child. And for the proof, you can go back to some of my older YouTube videos. When she was about 2 years old, I've been using I've used the retention mixture. Where's the, I've been using this on her hair. So since she was about 2 years old, and right now she's a teenager. So it took me about 5 years to grow her hair from scalp to probably waist length, bum length, and then I would cut it, and within a year it would grow right back. Right now, we're kind of at a standstill because she's getting to that age where she wants to do her own thing. She wants her hair out. She's not really interested in the length anymore, but I mastered how to moisturize her hair. And I will tell you the secret style that would I would put her hair in to get the optimal amount of growth. And sorry, I'm so hot because of these lights. But the hairstyle that really helped her to lock in the moisture the most, and I'm not sure how long your hair is, but it's when I would, her hair would be drenched in water. When she'd come out, little towel dry, like what I do with mine, I would go ahead and put on some of the oil. But when she was younger, I only used, let's say, extra virgin olive oil. The oil didn't really matter because I wasn't working with stimulating hair growth. It wasn't that journey for her. It was more so keeping her hair moisturized, and that's where I saw the length. So what I would do is after, I would wash her hair, I would put on any oil of choice. Extra virgin olive oil is my favorite. And then I would cover that up with the retention mixture, and I would put her hair in Bantu knots. Now, when her hair was in Bantu knots, her hair thrived. And now as a preteen, a teenager, she is not interested in Bantu knots. So she wants her hair either out, she wants it in a high bun, ponytails. She wants to look a certain way to impress her peers. I get it. But that was a style that really helped her to get amazing growth. So yes, hopefully that answers your question, but I did grow her hair because of simplicity. It was really simple. I would probably wash her hair when she was younger every week. As she got older, it was every other week. And then when she became around 9, 10, I tried to do it, every 3 weeks or whatever. If I noticed that her hair was itchy and her scalp was dry, of course, I would wet her scalp. I would moisturize, but, for the most part, she was okay with every 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, so let's see if there's any more questions. Maisha again, then a lot of these videos are lies because her hair growth is not quick. Because hair growth is not quick. Well, the reality is that I don't want to say they're lies, but I do, when I see videos that say, I grew 1 inch in 7 days, those are the videos that I kind of feel a little bit, sketchy about, because like you said, hair growth does take time. And I mean, for the person who can grow 1 inch in, 7 days, I feel like those people are very far and in between, but maybe there are people out there. I've seen people with hair down to the floor. It's kind of like those people who can grow their nails. I don't know if you've seen the lady in the Guinness World Book of Records, and her nails are super long. And I'm like, how did they not break? Like my nails, I could barely, grow them. I mean, I'm always using them, but I do think that there are people who can defy the odds. But I do feel like a lot of videos online are really, catchy videos. They want you to click on the video and watch the video. So I do feel a lot of them can be misleading. And so once again, if you really want long, amazing, thick hair, it does take time. It does take patience. It takes consistency. And I think once people can get into that rhythm of consistency, they are able to keep the hair on their head longer. And that's when they can start saying things like, oh my goodness, like within 3 months, I've noticed, maybe 3 inches. But once again, far and few in between. And from a professional, as a trichologist, I haven't really seen it with the people I've worked with. But once again, the more consistent you are, the more patient you are, the more you're taking your vitamins, eating right, drinking right, but really using products that are geared towards keeping your hair moisturized and stimulating your hair. I think that's where you're going to see that amazing length quicker than probably what you're used to. So let me go ahead and answer a couple of questions that I did get online. One person was asking specifically about Derma roller. How do they keep their Derma roller clean? And my advice to you would be to take the head. I wish I had my Derma roller. I have a pen, but let's take the head of the Derma roller. And what you would do is you would dip the head in some alcohol or leave it in there for about 3 to 5 minutes. Take it out, place it somewhere, let it dry for about 10 minutes, and then put it back in its protective casing. And once again, that's going to help to disinfect, the skin. If you have dandruff, anything, scalp eczema, anything like that, it's really going to help to keep your tool clean and therefore not spread any more germs, bacteria, viruses that may cause itching, irritation, all of that stuff. I want to get back to the winter portion of the questioning, because once again, a lot of people do have questions since it is winter. Another thing besides a humidifier, another thing that you really want to do, as well as keeping your hair moisturized just with water, with a leave-in, is you really want to make sure that you check the shower head to make sure that you have some sort of filter. Depending on where you live, depending on the state that you live in, depending on the country you live in, during winter months, they do switch up the water. And once again, if you have well water or, something like that, I'm not talking to you specifically, but if you live in a home or maybe an apartment building, see if you can get a attachment for your shower head that can help to filter out hard water. Hard water, once again, when they're cleaning the water, it's full of chlorine, it's full of, different toxins, minerals, all of that stuff. And it can cause your hair to be dry and stripped of its natural oils. But then you go outside in the winter and then the cold is stripping your oils and your natural moisture. And then you come back home and then your house is dry. And so all of that together is where you're going to see your hair breaking off. It's brittle. It's not as, once again, lively, shiny, moisturized. So you're going to want to make sure that you are really investing in a shower head filter, and you can find so many good ones on Amazon at a fraction of the cost of maybe going into a big box store. So do your due diligence, see if you can get something for your shower head, because it really does help. And once again, with the added chlorine in certain months, it really helps once again to purify the water, especially if you cannot afford one of those filtration systems throughout your home. Okay, so I want to answer a few more questions before I get off of here. Another thing that I wanted to say, and I put this in my Instagram video about winter moisture, is another thing that we do in the winter is, once again, we are not exercising as much. We're not outside in the sun, in the heat. Please make sure that you are taking vitamins. Vitamin D, we don't get as much vitamin D during the winter months. Obviously, there's not as much sun and we're not outside as much. So please make sure that you are not deficient in vitamin D. And for your immune system, because it is cough and cold season, please take vitamin C as well to up your immune system, to make sure that you are, not getting sick. Because once again, when you're sick, you're not eating properly, you're not feeling well, you're lying in the bed, that also can contribute to hair loss, whether it be through a lower immune system, or once again, just not being as active, where you're sweating and getting those natural oils flowing and all of that good stuff. And let me just answer one more question that I did get online. You know what? No, because that's kind of a long question. I don't really want to get into that. But does anybody have any more questions here with me right now? Because if not, I just wanted to come on really quickly and help. Hi, I'm going to say hello to Susie. Did anybody else join? Hi, Susie. Thanks for being here. Does anybody have any more questions? I really want to be here more consistently, just helping you, even if it's only just for 20 minutes, half hour. I really want to make sure that for 2024, I am here answering your questions, because there are so many. One thing that I do want to leave with you when it comes to winter hair care is, if you are going outside, and this is another thing that I did put in the short, when you are going outside, please make sure that before you put on your hat, please make sure before you put on your scarves and your that you are putting on a protective layer of either silk or satin. What you can do before going outside is moisturizing your hair however you choose to, whether it's a leave-in spray, whether you take a shower and that humidity is getting onto your hair. You do not have to drench your hair in the water before going out in the winter, but the humidity from the shower might, cause little water droplets to get onto your hair. What you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to make sure that you lock in some of that moisture with a silk satin scarf. And then you can put on your winter hat, your hood, because once again, the hat wool is stripping that moisture from your hair, and it's causing it to get dry. And when it's dry, it becomes brittle. And when your hair is brittle, it leads to breakage. So please make sure you are taking care of your hair, even when you're just going outside for a quick run here, a quick run there. Also in the car, okay? We are using the heat in the car. And so that heat is zapping the moisture from your hair. So please make sure that you are keeping it moisturized, protected. And I do know that there are plugins, and don't quote me on this, I've never done it, but I know that there are plugins that you can get from Amazon where you can add some humidity through a diffuser with some essential oils in your car on the way to work. And that actually might help you as well. Okay, so Maisha, how can I buy your products? You can buy my products on my website, which is IamFree. Shop, is it shop.iamfree? I am free. I don't know. IamFree.com. IamFree. I'm going to type it for you. So okay, to purchase my products, please go to, there it is, IamFreeHairCare.com. I'm so sorry. I do work with tech people, and so things are changing all the time. So yeah, go there. It's right there in the chat. So obviously it's not me typing, it's my team. So go ahead. Hi, Vera Hall. Hello. Who else? Nads. Her online website is in this video description. Thank you so much. So yes. Okay. Oh, there's a good question. Is there any help for thin edges and menopause? Okay, this is a video in itself when it comes to menopause. And I am slowly creeping up to that age. And so I am completely with you. I feel like when it comes to menopause, it is one of those topics that a lot of people don't talk about. And even when I've asked my friends about menopause, I'm like, hey, are you noticing any, changes in your cycle? Are you noticing any changes in your skin and your, you're seeing some little bumps right now. I've noticed that as I've aged, I'm getting a lot of that hormonal acne, and I've checked it out, I don't want to get into it because I feel like this is its own video. But if you are going through menopause, or if you're in pre-menopause, during menopause, after menopause, there are certain vitamins that you really want to make sure that you are taking based on your age. So I don't want to get into all the specifics with how old are you and blah, 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 but there are certain things that you really want to do for your age specifically. There are some people who have early onset of premenopausal, who are in their 30s, and then you've got people that are actively going through it in their 40s, 50s, and then when it's over, they're all different age groups in their 60s. And so once again, certain vitamins are really going to help you, but you really want to make sure that if you are somebody who is noticing a thinning of your hair, I've noticed, and I have a whole video on this that I've been wanting to do, but I've been kind of like, forcing myself to get the courage to do it. But I've noticed that my hair texture has changed, and I've noticed that the quickness of the growing of my hair has changed. And so things are changing as we age. And I feel like this is kind of one of those topics that I feel like I have to do like a little personal, not on YouTube, but like on a webinar or like a consultation. For all of you who are interested in consultations right now, they are on sale. So please book a consultation. But I feel like when it comes to menopause, there are some questions I would really want to ask you as far as vitamins, diets, hormonal changes, and if you are noticing certain symptoms, if you are noticing that you are sweating more, hot flashes, there are certain things that can contribute to thinning hair. People going through menopause, they become more dry in certain, once again, this is generally speaking, but people notice that their skin is more dry, meaning their scalp is more dry, meaning that their hair is more dry. So it's kind of a bigger undertaking, and I'm so happy that people are now starting to talk more freely about it, which is why I kind of blush a little bit when the topic comes up, because it's one of those things that I openly would love to talk about. And when I ask about it, people are just like, we don't talk about that sort of thing. And so I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to start talking about it because it's important that we all are aging healthy, and we are all, helping each other through this change, because it is a change and it is hard on the body. It can be stressful on the body. It can be stressful mentally and emotionally, as well as all of the hormonal changes. There's a lot that we can discuss with menopause, but one thing I would say 100% flat down is please make sure that you are getting blood work to make sure that you are not deficient in anything that could be leading to hair loss. And also with menopause is please make sure that your thyroid is in check, because sometimes things get thrown off. And if you are dealing with thyroid issues, which I did go to my doctor the other day, and I'm just putting this out there, but I did go to my doctor the other day, and he is not totally impressed with some thyroid issues. But this is something I will be talking about. But once again, I'm going to be going on a little bit of a cleanse in March, where I'm going to be eating clean, and I'm going to be documenting behind the scenes, and I'm definitely going to share my results with you. But back in the day when I lost my hair, many of you know that I did have some thyroid issues, and I was able to naturally, resolve those issues. And many years went back. Many years have gone from since then, and it's been about 10 years or more. And now, once again, as we age, certain things are a little bit off balance. And so once again, as I document what I do to be healthy during, a change in my life, I will always share things with you. But please, if you have more questions, and let's talk a little off YouTube, because I do feel like, there are a lot of people watching, and I don't want to get too into the specifics, but vitamins, please check with your doctor, get blood work to make sure you're healthy. Okay, we've got a couple more. We've got Naya. Naya, or I'm assuming it's Naya. If it's a Spanish accent, and then the J is not, Naija, but she is asking, what is the best moisturizer for 4C hair? And to be honest with you, I mean, to be very blunt, water. Water has been the best moisturizer for my 4C hair. Once I get my hair drenched in water, the best thing to do after that is to use some sort of oil. My favorite oil to use on 4C hair is extra virgin olive oil. It is thick and it really coats the hair strands. It really locks in that moisture from the water. And then the only thing that has worked for me, and this is not a shameless plug, I promise you, I have tried all sorts of conditioners. I've had all sorts of moisturizers, leave-ins. Nothing worked for me except that thick shea butter mixture in the retention mixture. So if you want to make your own, go ahead, do your thing. If you want to buy mine, do your thing. But I found that when it came to that thick cream butter, that, almost like beeswax, it really locked in all the moisture. And I'm telling you, that is the only thing that has ever worked for my 4C hair. And I'm just going to leave that there. Susie says, is there any help for thin edges? Oh, sorry, I read yours already. Ned says, okay, yep, let's go. Susie, early 50s. Okay, early 50s, you're still young. So please just do me a favor, go to the doctor. Just make sure that your blood work and everything is in order. And then if you have more questions about thin edges, please ask me. But in the meantime, what I would do is I would use a very light-based oil, like grapeseed oil, argan oil, and I would add, once again, a little bit of rosemary in there. Please watch my videos so that you are making it properly. I do not want you to overdo anything, because once again, using too many essential oils can actually cause issues. So please watch my videos, make the rosemary oil, and just massage your edges delicately with a very light oil, especially if your edges are thinning. All right, so I'm just going to move on. It needs to be talked about. Yes, it does need to be. Menopause needs to be talked about. We're going to be the women that are like, we're going to be brave and we're going to put all of our stuff out there. Let's see. I'm looking into keto. So this is Maisha. I'm looking into keto. It's been 3 weeks. I feel amazing, but my gut has went away. I'm assuming, does that mean your bloated stomach has went away? Is that, I've done keto for a little bit. I felt like for my body, it was a little bit too much meat. And so I've heard only great things. One of my friends is actually on keto right now, her and her boyfriend, and he lost 30 pounds. So he was at 248 and now he's down to 2 something in the teens. So I know that keto is great for weight loss. As far as the meat, make sure that you are eating high quality meat. So grass-fed, grain-fed, and if possible, try to stick to, turkey and chicken. A lot of red meat can actually have different negative effects for the body. But if you are feeling amazing, then do it as long as you need to. But once again, any diet for a time, right? So I went vegan for a time, keto for a time, and my body loves when I cut out sugar, junk food, processed food, alcohol, all of that stuff. My body loves it. But once again, for a time, because once again, you don't want to cause any other issues from eating so much meat, especially if it's not a high quality meat. Okay, so let's move on. I have thyroid issues too, Vera. I know. And thyroid issues is this whole thing. It is tied in with autoimmune issues. So once again, if you have thyroid issues, please make 2024 a year where you are focused on your health, not just your hair, not just your thyroid, but overall. Because once again, as we age, things are naturally going to start to deteriorate in our bodies. And I'm not saying this, lightly, as far as, we are going to, lose our eyesight and all that stuff. But the Bible does say, that we are going to age and the grays are going to come and the eyesight's going to dim. And so once again, as we're taking care of our bodies, that's where we're going to notice the amazing hair growth, the amazing skin. And the reason why you actually see breakouts on me right now is because I'm going through a detox. And when you detox, your body is getting rid of toxins and it's purging the body of things that it doesn't want in there. And so, yes, you might see a little bit of negative consequences of detoxing before you see the benefits. But I've actually, besides one pimple here and one pimple on my chin, my face is clearing up so nicely. And that's a whole video in itself. But yes, website, please. So the website is there. Let me see. Thank you. Okay. So Amber, hi, Amber. Just wanted to say hi to Amber. And I think that's it, folks. Does anybody have any more questions before I log off? I'm here to help you 2024. For anybody who wants more information about their hair, please book a consultation. Like I said, right now they are on sale for the month of March. I just started it a little bit early, just because I just came out of the membership group with some amazing women and we had a great time. Unfortunately, there was supposed to be an app with the group, and the team I was working with to help the app or help me build the app, they didn't follow through. So I had to cancel the group, and in a couple of months I'm going to see if I can get that up and going again. But in the meantime, because I was not able to do another membership group for March or for April, I have decided to make the consultations reduced in price so that we can talk and I can help you 2024. So please book a consultation if you want to talk to me, especially about menopause, especially about thyroid issues. I'm here to help you. Maisha, you said, what about blue magic? And on the final tip of what I will say about that is I personally would not use anything. You know what? I personally wouldn't use blue magic. I used it. My parents used it on me, or my mom did as a child. My hair has never grown from using it, and I will leave it at that. And Nads says, thanks, Jass. Great to see you doing Q&A since the last one was in 2023. Nads, it was in 2023. And since 2023 until now, I've been spending a lot of time on, in groups with people behind the scenes, also in consultation. So I've been here helping, but yes, I'm glad that I'm healthy and well enough to do a live. Many of you do know that I had to check myself into rehab, and I really do think that spending time healing the mental, healing the emotional has really helped me to be here, energetic, feeling good, eating well, and here to tell you all the story. And so Susie says, I'm embracing my gray. You know what? Honestly, where's my gray? I found a gray the other day and I was I think I have one right here. Do I have one? Can you see it? My hair is dirty. Okay, we're not going to get into it, but I found a gray here. And you know what? I don't know if I'm going to embrace my grays. No, I called my mom. My mom said she's going to order me a pen from Amazon where I could just put the little gray in the black. I'm not ready. I am not ready. Susie also says, I loved this. Thank you so much. And you will book a consultation. You know what, Susie? I'm so looking forward to speaking to you. I'm so looking forward to just hanging out with you all 2024. And I'm going to be here more regularly. So check out my Instagram, check out TikTok, check out, I don't know if I have Twitter. Once again, my team helps me run all of the social media, but stay connected on YouTube and you will see when I'm doing another live, and come with your questions. I'm here to help you. I love you all. Thank you for being a part of this, and I will see you in the next one. All right. Bye, guys.